When I was younger, I always thought successful people, they were just built different. Smarter, they always were luckier, they always had more opportunities, they always had that bit of confidence which which I would be never be able to have. I thought that's just not for me. Maybe there are different people in the universe and all these things are always for them. I was like, maybe I'm not for this. I see all around my friends, they were not smart. They were not lucky because they were, around. We were in the same school. They were parents. Their parents were same. We didn't have rich cars. We didn't have rich watches and everything. And they weren't even confident because they were not talking to girls and everything, right? You get what I'm saying, right? And I was like, am I one of those people who are just made unlucky and who are just not able to achieve things? And is this my fate? Then I started paying attention. The same people kept winning. The same mistakes kept repeating. The same habits, they kept leading to the same outcomes. I was like, I have to really work on this. There's some system that's happening again and again. There's some repetition that's happening again and again. That's when it clicked in me. Life is not random. Sometimes it's all about patterns. Let me tell you something. Pattern recognition, if you develop this skill, it is the greatest skill that you can ever develop in your whole freaking life. It's not hard work, it's not hustle, it's not, some other random ass skill that you can learn from Udemy or fucking Coursera. I don't want to say fucking to that company, bro. I don't want to get lawsuits against me. But the only skill that you would need in your whole life that works every freaking where, it's pattern recognition. People who stay broke, they don't have bad luck. They repeat bad decisions. I see adults all around me. I see adults who are 50, 55, 60. They're still living paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because they keep repeating the same mistake. And what is the mistake? They don't know how to handle their money. They don't know how to handle their spending. They don't know how to handle their inner urges, which stops them to earn more money. People who stay fit, they they don't have good genetics. They repeat the boring habits. They go to gym every time. They go to gym every single day. They eat the same fucking food, which is not very tasty, but it is very good for their health. They track their protein. They eat, carbohydrates, fats, and everything. They do the same exact thing every freaking day. Let's suppose if you don't trust me, you can always go to a person who has six pack, who has a six pack, he has a decent, attractive physique. Could be men or it could be a fucking female. You can always go up to them and you can ask them. You don't even have to ask them. Just track their habits. Just see what they do in their, behind the scenes. What do they do? You'll always see the same patterns for every person who has that same physique. They all do the same repeated boring habits. People who grow very fast, they don't work very hard. They work the same, but they notice what works and they double down on it. Pattern recognition is seeing the cause and effect before everyone else does. You start noticing things like, you know, anything like every time you sleep late, your focus is trash the other day. You will notice that. You will keep that in your mind. Every time you scroll before work, you will see, okay, I scrolled the last time, so what happened this morning is my eyes, my eye bags, they got black. Okay, I did for like 2 days. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind. Something is clicking now. Every time you avoid a hard conversation, the problem grows steadily and exponentially. You also gonna keep that in mind. And when you keep some things in your mind for a long time, you will see, okay, when I do this, when I do X, Y happens. Okay, The other day, I also did X, Y happens. Next day, I did X, Y happened. The next day, I did X, Y happened. Once you see the pattern, the excuses die. You start to connect things. That's why this skill is the most dangerous skill, which some people, it's very easy to say that it's very simple, it's just common sense of why is x is happening. You just see, like, are you stupid enough to see like why is happening? If x, if we do x, why is happen? Is it like so stupid to see? You can say that, but some people, they're still very average, and some people, they're still very mediocre. They don't see, they don't track anything. You also start noticing patterns in people. We don't have to track habits all the time. You can see patterns in people too. Who shows up early, who shows up late, who shows up when you need something, who disappears when things get very hard, who talks big but they never freaking move. You can always notice this. And most people call this intuition. Yeah, I mean, it's just the sixth sense of the person. Yeah, he just knows what's happening. He just knows when he's gonna happen, when something's gonna happen. It's most of the times not intuition. It's the most of the time the only skill that that person is using is pattern recognition with his memory. The same applies to money, careers, relationship, health, different labels, but it's the same fucking mechanics. And here's the cheat code. Let me tell you a freaking cheat code. I'm gonna tell you a freaking cheat code, alright? The cheat code is smart people, they learn from their mistakes. Pattern recognizers, they learn from repetitions. I'm gonna say it again. Smart people, they learn from their mistakes. And pattern recognizers, they learn from repetition. I'm gonna have to sit for 2 seconds and let you think for that. If something is producing, if something keeps on producing the same outcome, it's not bad luck. Most of the times, it's not bad luck. It's a freaking system. Change the system, and the result, they will change automatically. That's why pattern recognition, it beats motivation every freaking time, because motivation reacts and pattern recognition, it predicts. And the moment you start predicting your outcomes by using the tracking data that you have in your mind, is the moment that your life stops feeling chaotic and you start being controlled, and your life starts being controlled by your own hands and your own mind. And let me tell you a harsh truth that people don't want to listen. The future belongs to people who can see what's repeating while everyone else is still arguing about why it happened. Think about it and let me know in the comments, what did you get from this video and what patterns are you recognizing? I'll see you in the next one.